Okay, welcome back to the Rotherham View, and we are going to be reviewing the match this weekend against Sheffield Wednesday, and also looking ahead to the Norwich game as Rotherham travel to Carrow Road. And we're also going to be asking the question, unfairly, is this the worst Rotherham side that has existed in the Championship? To ask that very difficult question, we've got our Twitter legend Jake, who runs through all the Rotherham games and puts out lots of great content. So, good evening, Jake. How are you?
Not bad, how are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Thanks for coming on and discussing this. It's not an easy topic. I know when your team haven't been performing at their best this year, but we do appreciate it. I think it's fair to say, isn't it? Rotherham have gone now. That was the last chance against Sheffield Wednesday to get any kind of momentum.
I think when the Wednesday game was the only game we wanted pride in. Apart from that, we lost that game, and now our season we're done from January onwards, really. So we wanted pride. That's all we wanted. We didn't get that. So
yeah, it's difficult, isn't it, when your local rivals come to town and take all 3 points for the second time as well. When you say pride, what is it? What is it that's missing from the players' attitude? Is it tackling? Is it passing? Is it that kind of grit and determination that you just want to see players put a foot in? What is it that's missing from the all round game at the moment?
I think it's more like passion, really. I think they're not playing for the shirt anymore. Obviously, Matt Taylor, apart rumours had it, has lost the changing room. That's why we changed the manager in the first place. But apart from that, there's nothing to play for. There's no belief. There's no passion. There's no determination. This team is probably the worst championship team I think I've seen.
I mean, yeah, if we look back at the previous Rotherham sides who've got, I mean, 16-17 stands out, and the team that got 23 points. I mean, first off, do you think that Rotherham can get more than 23 points in the remaining fixtures?
Got to get 4 points, 11 games. I mean, we've got Norwich on Saturday. We'll probably lose on Saturday. And the only winnable game is probably last game of the season. And so I'm going to say no. I don't think we'll win another game apart from last game of the season.
Is it really that bad?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's terrible. It's the worst I've seen it in about 17 years.
Well, why is it then that the most fans that I've seen then, Jake, aren't calling for the manager and saying stick with him, give him time in League One? Is it the case that no manager could get a tune out of this side? Is it just poor recruitment and lack of investment?
More than lack of investment. I think the recruitment's been good. I mean, we had Victor Johansson, who is arguably probably the best keeper in the league for the last 2 years. I would say, in my opinion, I think we signed obviously Lembakisa, who for me wasn't the right back we wanted. And then we've also got Cameron Humphreys, who arguably on his day will probably be in the top 10 best centre backs in the league for me. But apart from that, I think it's just investment that we need. Obviously, I think we spent £2 million this year, which is the most we've spent on players in our history. And we spent £1 million on Sam Nombi, and I spent 700k on Chris Tay. And Sam Nombi's obviously not hit the numbers that we thought he would. And Chris Tay, I think, on his day, is incredible.
Okay. I mean that Rotherham side of 16-17 was a poor side. It probably was, some argued, it was too early for them to be promoted when they were. Are you honestly saying that what you've watched this season is worse than that side that only managed to scrape 23 points?
I personally think it is worse than the 16-17 season, purely because we sacked two managers in that season as well. I mean, we had Kenny Jackett and Alan Stubbs. Alan Stubbs won one game in 14. We sacked for 4 months. And then we had Kenny Jackett, who lasted 39 days. So, and then we had Matt Taylor, who from Exeter came in, thought, okay, he'll push us on. But for last season, if we went for Paul Warne, we'd have been relegated. So I'd say it's probably it's worse. We've conceded more goals, statistically, points per game. Points per game we're lower. Goals per game conceded we're higher. Goals per game scored we're lower. We haven't scored in 13 games this season.
All right. Do you keep the manager then in League One for you? Does he get a chance? I mean, I've heard Steve Evans' name. Obviously it's a job at the moment, but there's fans calling. I've seen his name mentioned. I've seen lots of others potentially saying we need to go and get him. What's your view on it all?
Steve Evans is probably the dream from probably 95% of the fan base at the moment. I mean, when Paul went to Derby, my first choice was Liam Richardson. Weirdly enough, I like him. I think he's got the tactics for it. I think what he did at Wigan was phenomenal. He got Wigan was an administration and built a team with 700k and made them top of League One. So for me, he stays in League One, and for me, he's the man that leads us forward.
Okay, all right. Let's get some predictions then as you head to Norwich, which is probably a fixture you could do without right now. What do you hope for? Could you spring a surprise?
No, I mean I've seen the players that Norwich have got. They've got Jonathan Rowe. They've got arguably, in my opinion, the best midfielder in the league in Gabriel Sara. Yeah. So if I'm saying anything, it'll be a 4-1, 5-1 battering. But apart from that, there's nothing I can say.
Okay. I'm sorry, it's nothing we can say which is too positive. Can you pick a player of the month for February as standing out above all the others?
Victor Johansson. I think he's absolutely phenomenal. I honestly think he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Or maybe if we really want to push it that far, Hugo. Maybe. Okay, yeah. But it's dreadful.
Okay. What sort of price tag are you putting on your goalkeeper then in the summer?
I mean, he's got a year left in summer, and apparently he's got a relegation clause of 750k. So if we go down, he's going to 750k. If he was a top 10 club, he's a 15-20 million pound player, easy. If he were at Norwich, if he were at, let's say, Leicester, which he were at 1 point, he's worth 20 million quid easily. But so it's us 750k. He's apparently his release clause, which is ridiculous for me. So
no, all the stats when you look at goalkeeper stats this year has him well at the top there. I mean, he probably gets to face a few more shots than most, but to be fair to him, he's done it incredibly well. Right, thanks Jake for joining us on this channel. We really appreciate it. And if you're a Rotherham fan that hasn't yet subscribed to the Championship Talk, please, for the time being anyway, please do so. All right, thanks Jake. Good to
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.